Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. Right now, behind the scenes, tectonic shifts in power and money are completely rewriting the future of technology. We're talking about the biggest buyout in history, a new global arms race for silicon, and a knockdown, drag-out fight for the future of money itself. So let's break it all down.
All right, here's what's on the docket. We're going to kick things off with a record-shattering deal in the gaming world. Then, we'll dive into the geopolitical battle over AI chips. We'll look at who's building AI's new digital real estate, check in on a fitness brand's big AI comeback plan, and wrap up with a high-stakes clash between crypto and old-school finance.
So, first up, a deal so massive it's sending shockwaves through the entire gaming industry and really setting a whole new benchmark for corporate buyouts.
It all starts with this one almost unbelievable number, $55 billion. Yeah, that's the price tag to take the gaming behemoth Electronic Arts, EA, private.
And look, this isn't just a big deal for gamers. This is the largest leverage buyout ever. A whole crew of investors, including heavy hitters like Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, are using billions in debt to pull the company off the public market.
So that begs the obvious question, right? I mean, EA is a giant. It's raking in cash. Why on earth would they take on all that debt to go private?
Well, this chart is the key to understanding their whole business. A whopping 75% of EA's revenue doesn't even come from selling you a new game. It comes from what they call live services. That's all the in-game stuff, like player packs in EFC or new skins in Apex Legends.
And that right there, that's the whole strategy. See, the public market demands predictable profits quarter after quarter. That pushes companies to just milk their existing hits. But going private, it frees EA from all that pressure. It lets them take huge risks to develop the next blockbuster game, the next world-changing IP, without Wall Street breathing down their neck every 90 days. Okay, so from the virtual battlefields of gaming, we're now pivoting to a very real-world silicon battlefield. And this isn't about entertainment. This is a full-blown geopolitical arms race for the one piece of tech that's going to power our future, advanced AI chips.
You've got two heavyweights in the ring here. In one corner, the undisputed champ, NVIDIA. Their GPUs power pretty much every major AI model out there today. And in the other corner, the rising challenger, Huawei. The battleground, China, the world's biggest chip market, where US restrictions have suddenly created this massive opening.
And trust me, this is not just talk. Huawei is reportedly planning to double production of its most advanced AI chip, the Ascend 910C, in the next year alone. As Washington blocks NVIDIA's top-tier chips from getting into China, Huawei is sprinting to fill that void.
But you gotta understand, this is way bigger than just one company. This is a state-backed, nationwide mission by Beijing to achieve technological self-reliance. They are pouring unbelievable amounts of money into companies like Huawei to build up their own domestic chip industry, and that has huge implications for the entire global AI landscape.
So while the giants are duking it out over who actually makes the chips, there's this other, much quieter revolution happening in the background. A whole new class of startups is building the very foundation where all this AI is going to live and grow.
It seems like a simple question, right? Where does all this AI stuff actually run? It's not like a Word doc on your laptop. These massive AI models, they need a completely new kind of digital infrastructure just to function.
And that is where companies like Modal come in. They don't build the hardware, they build the critical software layer that sits on top of it. Think of them as the digital plumbers and electricians for the AI revolution. They make it super simple for any developer to just plug in and start building.
And their model is just incredibly smart. Instead of spending billions of dollars on their own data centers and GPUs, they build a clever software platform that runs on hardware that already exists, at places like Amazon Web Services. And that lets them scale up incredibly fast.
All right, so we've got the chips, we've got the infrastructure. Now let's look at how a brand you definitely know is betting its entire future on the intelligence that all this new plumbing enables. So after a really tough couple of years, Peloton is rolling out its biggest product refresh in more than half a decade. We're talking new bikes, new treads, new rowers, the whole shebang. But the centerpiece of this entire strategy is something they're calling Peloton Intelligence. Basically, they're using AI to go from just a workout class platform to your own personal digital trainer. And this is a fundamental shift for the company. After all the painful layoffs and restructuring they did just to survive, Peloton is finally moving from playing defense to playing offense. And they're using AI as their primary weapon to go after new growth.
And for our last story, we're heading over to Washington. There is a high-stakes legislative battle being fought right now that's really a clash over the very definition of money itself. It's pitting the giants of traditional finance against the upstarts of the crypto world. So the whole fight is centered on this new law, the Genius Act. And what it does, for the very first time, is create a clear set of federal rules for stablecoins. Those are the cryptocurrencies designed to hold a steady value, usually one-to-one with the US dollar.
So you've basically got two camps. On one side, you have the big banks, and they are lobbying Congress hard, saying the act has all these dangerous loopholes that need to be closed immediately. But on the other side, the crypto industry is firing back, saying, hold on a second, this isn't about safety. This is about the banks trying to kill off the competition. And when you boil it all down, this is what the fight is really about. Crypto platforms, they can offer rewards on stablecoin holdings of around 4%. Meanwhile, your traditional bank savings account, you're lucky if you're getting less than 1%. The banks just do not want to compete on those terms.
And the CEO of the Blockchain Association doesn't mince words. They argue this isn't about fixing loopholes at all. They see it as a strategic move by the old guard of finance to use regulation to build a moat around their old business model and stop a new one from ever taking hold.
So from gaming empires built on microtransactions, to geopolitical chip wars, to the very code that runs AI and the future of our digital wallets, these are massive, massive shifts happening right now. As these titans, both new and old, clash, the big question is, who do you think will emerge to define our future? If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.